Hello guys, welcome to my first photo editing tutorial. I haven't done one of these before, so I'm gonna make this is gonna be my first one. For today, we're gonna edit this photo here. For those of you that don't know, this is a bridge in Canary Wharf. It's usually quite busy, but because of the quarantine or the lockdown, it's a nice empty bridge right now. Now, typically, if I had a model in the middle, I wouldn't really edit this too much, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a few over the top edits because otherwise the shot is going to be kind of boring. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to crop it to sort of Instagram level, so I mean Instagram aspect ratios. I usually use 4x5 or 8x10 aspect ratios, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to try center it a little bit. I think that looks reasonably centered, maybe a little bit up. Shall we go? Yeah, that looks a bit better. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the curves. I'm going to do a typical S curve that you probably are used to by now from a lot of photo editors. Do that. Now what I'm going to do now is something I'm gonna denoise it quite a bit. I'm gonna make it look really soft. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly find. There we go, luminance noise reduction. I'm going to put it all the way to the top, color all the way to the top, and yeah, that looks good. So as you can see, it's really soft now. I mean, there's barely any detail here left. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the clarity a little bit to make it even softer. There you go, now it's super soft. But that's the kind of style I'm going for because I'm going to be doing a few more edits to it. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to essentially half this image or split this image. Probably not the right word to use, but yeah. So one half of the image is going to be a bit blue, sort of blue tone. Let's see. Blue tone. Yeah, I think this is good enough. Maybe stretch it out a little bit. There we go. The next thing I'm going to do and then what I'm going to do that. So now, oops, before I forget, let me go here, reduce the contrast a little bit, reduce the actually maybe make it a little brighter. So now, as you can see, half the image is cold, the other half is kind of warm. Maybe add a bit. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the bottom a little bit dark to make you kind of shift your focus towards sort of the end of the tunnel. So let's make that. Let's add a bit of darkness here. Reduce the whites. Reduce the shadows a little bit. Reduce the highlights. I'm not going to add contrast because I think that might mess up the colors. So I will stop about here. That looks okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this in Photoshop. So if I open this in Photoshop, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a Radial Blur. Oh, that looks a bit. Okay, we can work with that. Duplicate layer, bam. So we're gonna go into filter, filter, blur, radial blur. Make sure I'm gonna put that on zoom, so it makes it look like you're kind of warping into the tunnel. I'm gonna put that quite high. I'm gonna put it about 80, and I'm gonna make sure the quality is at best. So if I do this, depending on how good your computer is, your processing power of your computer, this might take a couple of seconds to potentially a little bit longer. Oh, there we go. Now, as you can see, we got this warping effect going on. However, I don't want the whole image to have this effect. So what I'm going to do, is Let me, oops. I'm gonna use a soft brush and sort of get rid of parts of the blur. Not all of it, of course. Make sure you have your, make sure you use a soft brush and with a nice feather so it doesn't look too unnatural. There we go, that looks a little bit better. I'm gonna reduce the brush size a little bit, add it a little bit back in, so I don't want it to get too there we go. There we go. I think I'm done actually. So I'm going to save this. Close this. There you go. That's my quick edit of the photo. Nothing too fancy, to be honest. It's just a quick edit. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It's nothing special, but I wanted to do a very simple one for my first video. Thank you for watching, guys, and catch you again for the next video. Bye!